Hey guys, how are you? Got a new cut. I did it myself, so it don't look all that good. But you know, I don't know, man. I'm like, when I say I walk with God, I walk with God, and it hasn't always been that way, But I'm trying my best to make it all the time. But since I was young, like whatever. I mean, I'm a Cancerian. My son is in Cancer, so it's embedded in me to be intuitive, and things like that. And I pay attention a lot to the signs. I listen to my gut feeling, it is a Cancer thing. Like we have to listen to our gut. There's such a thing within us. I don't know if everybody feels that way because we do have different placements. It's not just the sun sign. So, depending on your placement, but I know it's a Cancerian thing, to have that, not just intuition, but also have that, like whenever you feel something is not good for you, like your body would do the, but if it's something good, then it would just say, so I don't know if you guys feel that, but I know I do. So that happens a lot with me, and yeah, they told me to come in here. So I did, and I feel so much better. I have learned that hair holds energy, and although I love my Native Americans and I do like to follow their stuff because I lean more towards Native American beliefs, right? But I don't know too much about hair. I would be lying if I did. But I have heard that it holds energy, and some of the energy can be negative. So when I feel like I have been through things or have been a long time and I've been accumulating like all sorts of energy and things like I just need to release. And so I chop my hair off. This is the second time I cut it this short, and I feel so good. So if you guys feel like you need a change, hey, change is necessary. We have to have change, we wouldn't have butterflies if we didn't have change, right? So change is necessary sometimes. Most of the times, if not, it's like you're dead, right? Well, not really, but change is good. Change is good. Change is new energy, So today I really wanted to talk about, children and how they affect us, even when we're trying to follow a spiritual path. And I know it happens with me sometimes. I almost every day still get frustrated and things like that. I act in ways I don't like. I don't go, too far, but I don't like to be, in any type of argument or anything like that. I don't like it. It's not me, So even like, yelling or something or nagging, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not within me to be that way. So, but there are times that our kids, man, they just don't listen. They're children. You understand what I'm saying? Their energy is all over the place and things like that, And I have reacted in ways where I've been ashamed of myself. Maybe I go way too far with the screaming, or it gets annoying even to me. Sometimes I look at my, recently, like my son, because he's still young, he's growing, he's 11, so you can imagine he's going through changes and all that, and attitude and everything. So I'm like, there's a lot of times now, especially, it's him and I, like he treats me like he's my dad or something. And it's like he tries, and that brings conflict because, I have made mistakes with my daughters. I have my daughters, there's an age gap between them. So, but my daughters are closer in age. And, with my daughters, I was very young and I was not at this level, spiritually, mentally, anything. I wasn't at this level, So once my son was born, I was much older, more mature and things like that. So it was a different scenario. But with my daughters, to this day, because it carries on, man. We are more like best friends. You know, I would like to say that. I would love to say that my daughters and I, we are more like best friends, you know, rather than mom and daughters, you know, which is not always so good, to be honest with you, because, you know, sometimes they don't respect and things like that. But I did that, you know. They were raised by me and their dad, so, you know, I don't put it on them at all, at all. Even my mom, you know, when I was growing up with my mom, you know, I noticed how I didn't want a friend. And my mom was always trying to be my friend. I didn't want a friend, to be honest with you. And I love my mom, but I didn't want a friend. I wanted my mom. You know, I needed structure. I needed somebody that was going to tell me how it is. And I didn't get that. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure if I had the structure and all that, I probably would have been like, I just want a best friend, you know. But once I got older, I was like, man, if my mom was on top of me. But I also didn't grow, you know, my dad wasn't really around. My dad was painted on the wall whenever we were, you know, living with him. So it wasn't like he was so involved or anything like that, which is why we need fathers involved. We need our fathers to like be there to do the structure. You know, I'm telling you, as a kid, once I grew up and I started messing up, I started blaming everything on my mom. Everything I started blaming on her, which I also learned to let go, you know, letting go of blaming people. That's not their fault, it's on me. It's on me to do what I gotta do. You know, but you learn that later on in life. When you're younger, you don't realize that. You don't know that. But yeah, I actually lost my train of thought. But anyway, guys, my whole point, yes. Oh yeah, so growing up, I mainly saw my mom as my friend, because that's how she used to treat us. So, but I told myself, I'm not gonna be my daughter's or my kids' friend. I'm gonna be their mom, and it didn't happen that way. It didn't happen that way because, you know, we didn't live in a good home. We were not providing them a nice home to live in. You know, there was a lot of mental, physical, and all that stuff, abuse and all that stuff going on in the house, and it was no good. It was not a good environment. So there was no way that I was gonna be the bad guy too. You know what I'm saying? In every story, there's a, excuse me, sorry. I had like a little hair. In every story, there's a bad guy. Unfortunately, sometimes, especially when there's like breakups and things like that, you know. And my daughters and I, which we were the ones who really went through things, we became like one force against the father. You understand what I'm saying? So I couldn't be mean to them. You know, I couldn't be strong with them. I wanted to be compassionate. I wanted to hold them and just say, you know, I love you, you know, even though I was playing a part in putting them in this situation. But I didn't see that. I didn't see that at that moment, you know. But it just, you know, it was just life. So the whole point of all that was to say that, you know, with my son, I'm trying to be different. We are still friends, you know, of course. But I have to show him I'm also mom. I am mainly mom, you know, I'm mainly mom. I'm here to guide you through life, through this. I don't own you or anything like that. You know, you don't belong to me or anything. But, you know, listen to me, because I've been through a thing or two, and I can teach you a thing or two. So that's what I try to tell my kids. You know, I'm not about that. You know, my dreams were my dreams. You know, whatever my kids want to do, it's on them. You know, I can only really I can guide them as much as I can. You know, I can only guide them as much as I can. I don't have the answers to life, you know, so I'm not gonna always give them the best guidance. But if I have been through certain situations or whatever, that I can be like, hey, I've been through this, maybe you should do this or that, you know, then I get involved and I let them know. If they decide to listen to me, you know, great. If they don't, I am, you know, maybe it's not such a great thing to some parents, and it does backfire a lot, but I am naturally a person that I want to just let them be free-minded. Not free to do everything, because I do get involved and their lives is in danger or something like that. It's not like that either. But if I feel, you know, like they want to explore, they want to do certain things, I don't get in the way of my kids, because trust me, I know what feeling trapped without being able to express myself feels like. And that only led me to running away. It totally backfired on my mom. She tried to protect me, she tried to keep me home. I felt like my freedom was being taken away from me at a certain age, because at the same time, my mom raised me to be very independent. So it's like, you can't have both, So I was a very independent kid trapped at home. That didn't work out for me, so I left home early. But leaving home early, I wasn't prepared for the world, and also my parents did everything they could with what they knew. So it's like, I didn't learn much, to be very honest with you. So I got myself into crazy situations. I got my kids into situations that they shouldn't have been in, you understand? I wasn't in my divine feminine energy. So, even with my kid's dad, that I went through things and everything, he went through things with me too. I'm not saying I'm a victim of his. We were people hurting people. So I don't please, it's all love, nothing like that. But damn, I lost my train of thought again. This is why sometimes I have so many things on my mind and I'm pretty sure you guys can relate probably. But anyway, I don't blame anybody for anything, especially lately, since I told myself, for me to heal, for me to forgive and everything, I have to, remember that everybody's a reflection of me. And so people around me are a reflection of me, and the closest people around me are even a closer reflection of me, So if something is going on that's negative in my life, somebody that I feel is getting to me or whatever, I have to look within. I always look within now. Not always, but now. I'm like, okay, what is it about me that's making this person act this way? And I have mentioned this before, but this is how I've been trying to live now. So this video was about children. And sometimes they're gonna get you frustrated. Sometimes they will. But let's take a breather, walk away a little bit. I'm not always there. Sometimes I snap. I don't hurt my children, anything like that, but words hurt. Words are even more painful than a stick. You understand? That stays there and that shapes your reality. So to me, words are very, very important. And sometimes, since I'm a very emotional person, by nature, unfortunately, I let my emotions get in the way, and I get frustrated a little bit too easy and things like that. I had told you guys about the human design. Human design also goes into your not self. Like, when you notice that you're acting this way, stay away from it, because if you feed it the most, that's where you go towards the negative, the south node. And yeah, my not self is frustration, and sure enough it is. So I don't have anger, which a lot of people have, and it can get scary, because I've seen those that have anger in them and they do get angry. But I have frustration, so I'm grateful that I have frustration, because I feel that frustration, you have a little bit more control. But it can lead to anger, of course, if you don't control it, or even worse. So I have been having to just go within and just relax, and just try to be of peace no matter what. And something I like to do always, lately, for the past few years, I leave situations that might get me frustrated, especially with my children. I love them so much and I don't ever want to hurt them, even with words, I ask my angels for help. I really, literally do. I'm like, angels, or maybe a specific one, but I try not to be specific because I have a lot of angels around me and I don't want to hurt their feelings, so I don't really say names, even though Archangel Michael has always been with me since I was a kid. And a few years ago, I learned that Archangel Raphael as well was very, very close with me. But I have many angels working with me in this reality. Let's not go into the quantum world where at the end of the day, I have everybody. But, you know, in this story, I have quite a few angels. And I'm so grateful for that. But yeah, so I asked them, I'm like, please take care of the situation. I don't want to fight with my kids. Please just calm down. Give me peace. Give my home peace. Bless my home. You know, like make my kids and I get along. Things like I asked for that and I closed my eyes and I really, 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 it's all about the feeling. You can manifest everything if you can feel it, you know. Of course, envision it also, but the feeling is even stronger than the vision. So yeah, try not to get frustrated, guys. Sorry, I go from like one thing to another, but I'm giving you me, okay? I have a feeling this is the best way for me to go. So even though I'm like, you know, I'm not even looking at these videos after I do them. I used to. And I would judge myself over and over and over and over. And like try to see how people saw me, how I looked and everything, you know. Like I said, I had to wear filters and everything. I wasn't comfortable with myself at all. At all. And I love me now, guys. And I hope you love you too. Alright? And it's a beautiful feeling. Because loving me makes me want to love you even more, you know. So even though it shouldn't be more, it should be the same, but you know what I mean. All right, guys, well, I hope you had a blessed weekend. It has been beautiful, beautiful lately. That's my son playing. Sorry. He gets on the Oculus and he goes off, but he's having fun and that's all good. You know, it was a beautiful weekend. I went to the park. I also went at nighttime. I went to the city. I didn't really meditate, but I just sat there, you know, which is a form of meditating. So I just sat there just looking around, and they put music, and I love R&B, so they had R&B playing. It was perfect, and it was just me, you know. I had a little break from my son, and my daughter's still with him. So he slept over, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful time. I needed it, you know. I needed that time off. We all need that. We all need a break, and we all need to be with ourselves and spend time with ourselves, you know. What better company than somebody that knows you inside out, right, than yourself. Guys, I wish you all the best. I'll talk to you tomorrow for sure. This helps me a lot with my growth. It helps me, you know, stay on that path, because I don't ever want to give you guys something that's fake. You understand? I have been in times where I have hardly posted a video about, I don't know, stay positive, you know, and then like the next minute some negative stuff happens to me and I flip out, you know. Now I don't feel good after that, and I'm like, you know, then I feel like fake. And I don't like that. I don't like to feel like fake, so I want to give you guys me. I want to give you my authentic self, okay? There's no edits, anything like that, so this is what you get. I hope you guys enjoy. Bye. Peace and blessings.